Alrighty, if you are watching this video, you are a $50 patron. First of all, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Gentlemen, please. We're accomplishing nothing here. Okay, let's everyone calm down. Take a breath.
We muted you along the way, or you might be a shitter in it.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, if I could just interject for a moment, that he appears to be away from his keyboard, so can we reserve him a spot when he returns? And I guess we could go ahead and hear from James Paul now, because we've heard from the bunny. So now it's James Paul's turn to
Provide evidence to substantiate.
Long ago, where everyone was trash talking Andrea, calling her a retard, calling her ugly, and more recently in the anniversary video I posted, oh, she can't cook, you know, and all mentally. The point is this: she came out of an abusive environment. She came out of a dangerous environment.
Quote, she has the mind of a child. End of quote.
What? Child can be anything, but the point is this:
child,
that's all you fucking want.
I lie.
Whatever. Okay, look, you're gonna just sit here and split fucking hairs all day, and
it's not splitting hairs. It's actually
last fucking day on the internet. I don't have time to sit here and split hairs all fucking day. Hey, theoretically, a guy could come here at 12 o'clock, which is only an hour and a half away.
Okay.
perhaps let's please hear from Sam. If I can, just for a moment here, welcome the new participant, Raven S. Welcome to the participation here.
Yes,
Mr. Helton, do you know Raven S here? Are you familiar with her?
Of course. Go ahead. Please, speed this up. It's almost 11:30. Speed it up.
Okay. Mrs. Raven, well, do you have any questions for Mr. Helton?
Hey, look, I'll questions. James, come back, quick. It's quick draw McGraw. James, come back. Come back. We have to.
I have a question.
He's reminded us a few times. Is it, can we see your scar? Can we see the fucking scar from the meat hook, please?
Yeah, man. He offered to show us last week, Paulie, you remember?
Yes, absolutely, but I want to see it now. Now that I know he's in a hurry, it's believable. He's like, oh, fuck, we got to do this. Motherfucking crack is about to run out.
Sure.
He's coming.
Yeah, here he comes. You just get his t-shirt up, man, and the cable will get caught. Raven, how you doing?
Your scar. Can we see your fucking meat hook scar, please? Come on, time is running short. Let's do this.
No, you may not.
All right, cool. Come on.
My wife knows it exists. That's all that matters. You want to
fuck her? Remember, she's left.
If you guys talk to her and shit, you can go get it off of her.
Well, I don't believe you, Vaughn. I have a question.
Fuck what you believe. I don't give a damn fuck what you believe.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do.
I don't hate Muslims. I hate the ideology of Islam, but I don't hate Muslims.
Okay.
I recall Southern Raven had a question.
She's the only woman in the house. Go, Raven girl, go.
Is it working? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Johnny.
Okay. My question is, how can you sit here and say that if she even looks at your kids or anything that she's in contempt of court if you're out somewhere?
I quoted what my attorney told me. If you have a problem, call my attorney.
I have a question.
What's your attorney's phone number? We'll call him.
Wouldn't you like me?
You fucking right, I would. You bet your ass I would.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Spring Street, Quincy, Illinois. 628 Spring Street, Quincy, Illinois, dude. Come on, bring it. Lulz peanut.
Wait a minute.
I have a question for
Yes,
Vaughn.
McCauley has a question. Mr. McCauley, go ahead, sir.
Vaughn, why have you not looked into receiving royalty money from the casinos if you are 170% Cherokee Indian?
Well, it's actually 43% up to maybe 62%. It's not 170 something. Anyway, the point is that that's my business, and I may be pursuing that, I may not, but it's nobody's business but mine.
That's right. And if I can pose a question, just quickly. Mrs. Raven here, this is the woman, and just correct me where I may make a mistake here, Mr. Helton, but this is the woman in which you held up a picture that was clearly not her, and said, this is, her, and she's a wanted criminal. So would you like to take this opportunity to apologize for the mistake you made?
That was a mousy detective agency, though.
Actually, that was Mouse that looked all that shit up, not me.
But you repeated it, so
I don't care if I repeat a lot of what a lot of people say.
I forgot about that too.
okay, so
The author.
you can't just say,
Excuse me.
I'm sorry,
Excuse
my
me.
bad.
If I talk about something that Alex Jones says, that doesn't mean it come from me. It come from Alex Jones. Okay.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. You sat there and just, oh, this is her, and she's got a criminal record, and I know she does, and everything else. You're a fucking
Okay,
liar.
I don't give a fuck about what happened in the past. I'm
I
getting
know
ready to
you
get my
don't,
internet
because
turned
you're
off.
not man enough to apologize. You're not man enough to
You want to? Hey, I tried to break
No,
bread
you
with you,
didn't.
bitch, and you went into a goddamn hangout with Secular and talked shit about me after I did.
So what? You were wrong. You were fucking wrong. You
with
slandered me.
you make them with you, bitch, and
You're
you went
a
into Secular's.
scumbag liar.
Now, just a minute here. Hold on one second.
I tried to be nice to you, you bitch, and you wouldn't have it.
No,
Wait a
you know
minute.
what? Fuck you, Vonhelton. You're a liar. You're a slanderer. You do it to everybody. You're doing it to Mouse now. You'll do it to anybody to get attention. You're not even man enough to admit when you're wrong.
Bitch, how am I going to get attention, you dumb broad? I'm not going to be on the fucking internet, you dumb broad.
We're not
I'm
talking
going to get
about
attention.
now.
Fuck
We're
you.
talking about.
Fuck you,
No,
bitch.
fuck you, you cocknose
And you were in Secular's
you
hanging out to talk shit about me. And me,
Miller Plaza, fucking Ashland City, Tennessee, you cock.
fuck you, bitch.
You're a
Fuck you.
fucking liar.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, you fucking faggot. Fuck you.
I tried to be
You
nice.
abuser of women.
I
You
tried to be nice.
fuck you.
Spicoli, please. There's a time and a place for the wackety sacks. Now is not that time. Learn your cues, just Spicoli.
Man, fuck him. He's a liar, and he knows he is. He's trying to be nice to me. Fuck you, and you're being nice to me. How about an apology for
I
fucking...
tried to be nice to you, and you went to Secular Opinions hangout and talked shit about me after I tried to be nice to you. So fuck you. You have no credibility. You lost your goddamn credibility.
Your idea of
You lost it.
apologizing
You
is
lost
me
it.
taking my video down and kissing
lost
your
your
ass. That's
credibility.
not an apology, idiot.
James, if I may. Holy shit, Jess Spicoli, you're fucking killing me, bro. James, if I may. I understand what you're saying. You're saying that your wife accrued the information and you just simply repeated it. But I just, for the sake of levity and for the sake of this is your last moments on the internet, it wouldn't hurt you to just say, you know what, Raven? I acted on incorrect information. That's my mistake. I apologize.
No. When somebody stabs me in the back, they don't deserve a fucking apology. Sorry.
Oh, no, I think the last moment, I think Johan's true.
Now, wait a
Yes.
minute. It doesn't matter
Yes,
what
he
she
does.
does later. That doesn't matter. If I rob your house and then you murder my child, I'm still a robber. Do you understand? It doesn't matter that she did something later that slighted you. That's irrelevant. You still have to pay. You still owe reparations. You still owe to say, hey, I'm sorry. It doesn't matter what they do. You understand that?
Go pound sand. It'll never happen.
Oh,
Why will it never happen? What will it hurt to say I'm sorry? I mean, I'm sure there's some things in here people would
bigger man.
If I said I'm sorry, it'll be all over the fucking internet.
It'll be all over the internet
Every
already.
goddamn thing. Every goddamn thing. It'll be, oh, Vonhelton, sorry about this. Vonhelton, sorry about that. No, I'm not buying into that shit.
That would actually be a good thing. People like it when you apologize, believe it or not.
You know what the difference between your mama and a washing machine is? When I dump a load in the machine doesn't follow me around for 3 weeks.
Hi, this is Secular Lobster. We here at Secular Lobster Ministries, Clam Shack, Chili House, and House of Philosophy and Bullshit Lulz, well, we found a a classic, thanks to the interwebs and going to the library and searching through the microfiche and doing some real research, because everybody knows if you don't go to the library, you're not doing real research. So remember to go to the library if you want to do real research, and check out the old microfiche, right? Anyway, there are videos out there that exist, and we're going to share this with you today. Some videos can just, we've got motorcycle racers going on, there they go. Anyway, some videos can tell so much about one person without anything else. One video can tell so much about one person. The following video contains a lot of your favorite lulz cows, but we're gonna concentrate on everybody's favorite Baron von Poopy Pants. So anyway, let's move me out of the way and get us started on this. Like I said,
Subject of Bruce Lee, which is a individual I have a great deal of respect and admiration for his abilities.
He's got a lot of respect, man.
Do you actually, are any of you in here convinced, or what else? Are we going to be scraping on the mic the whole time while I'm talking, or is this just...
Yeah, be polite.
It's not like you eating your mic,
It's all good. Do you guys believe that Bruce Lee somehow was under some kind of curse as well as his son?
I don't believe he was under a curse. I do believe he was murdered. I do. I believe him and his son were murdered. Can I prove it? No.
Then shut up, Vaughn.
Absolutely. There's
How?
no doubt in my mind.
Why? Well, you don't have a mind, Vaughn.
God believer or
They're
theistic
God believer.
but there's also non-believers that appear to see that something's wrong
You know, the God believers and the theists and then the atheists, you know, who kill babies and stuff like that.
here, and how Bruce Lee and Brandon went. It seems to be, everybody seems to agree on this, that there's some kind of issue. There's some that just say it was unfortunate. It's just coincidental, but that's very rare and far between.
I don't believe in coincidence. No, I stopped believing in coincidence a long time.
Yeah, when coincidence started happening.
Out there have spouted that Bruce Lee was an atheist, but one thing I'm a little curious about.
Yeah, check out this. This has got to be one of the dumbest things you'll hear for, I don't know.
If he truly was a non-believer, then why did he have a dream, and he actually had wrote about this, he had a dream that a demon was going to kill him and his son?
Because people have nightmares and dreams. Ooh. Wow, atheists don't have freaky dreams. Yeah, wow.
That's what they do. So they can
yeah.
Premonition.
Ooh, premonition.
Hey, G-Man, welcome back. We were just
hey!
Spells,
G-Man.
Was Bruce Lee and Brandon under a curse? Are you a fan of Bruce Lee's work?
You talking about the martial artist?
Is there any other Bruce Lee?
G-Man's gonna do his best to stay out of this. Even he's not this stupid. Well, he might be.
I think the mob killed him.
Oh, the mob killed him.
You see what I mean? I've never, I don't meet too many individuals who just state, well, it was an accident.
Individuals. Let's count how many times he says.
Man, something went wrong here. Something wasn't right.
How many times Brett Keane says individual?
Well, there seems to be. Oh, sorry, G-Man, I walked on you. Go ahead.
No, I'm finished. I'm finished.
I'm starting to see, a growing pile of dead bodies here. Jimi Hendrix, Michael Jackson, Bruce Lee.
Yeah, most of drugs, bad lifestyle, drugs.
Questionable, and it's like, okay, what the heck's going on here? And that's one of the things that got me into studying about the elites and studying about, the power behind the scenes.
Wow, you're such a
world. And I'm sorry, Commando. Go ahead.
Commando.
I don't want to interrupt you, Vaughn, but I was just saying, I know what you're talking about. It's the whole sacrificial mechanism.
Yeah, man.
Of Hollywood.
Sacrificial.
Well, yeah, this 27, magic number 27. Okay.
Yeah, the 23, 27 club.
Oh yeah.
I'm familiar with
And well, 7 and 2 is what? 9, and 9 is divisible by 3, is it not?
Yep,
Okay.
exactly.
So, I
And
mean,
2
you know,
plus 2
so
plus
you know,
2
you
is
got all
6,
this
and 6
litany
plus 3 is
of
9.
artists and musicians and whatever, all dying at 27. You know, if 1 or 2 or even 3 or 4 had died at 27, I'm like, okay, you know, I'd probably let it ride.
It's just
But when it
stupid.
starts to get to be 20, 30, 40, 50 people that have died at age 27, it's like, okay, maybe I need to take a little deeper look at this.
Uh,
You know?
more than
yeah.
50
Oh,
people
yeah.
that are
There's
27
yeah,
years
there's a
old and
whole huge list of people.
oh,
All
big,
died at the age
huge
of
list.
27. Very
All
strange.
of them.
And,
Yeah.
I'm
You
sorry.
know the coincidences between Lincoln and Kennedy.
People's brains are meant to pick up patterns. And
Yeah, I
sometimes
think
those
this
patterns
girl is
are
about the only half
where
smart
they
person
don't
in this, but
necessarily mean anything. Like
she tries to throw
a
a
bunch
little
of
bit
people
of
could die at
sanity in
27, but a
here.
bunch of people could die at 81 and we wouldn't notice. You know, I feel like it's just sort of our brains looking into something and making connections where there might not even really be anything crucial. Like correlation is not causation, etc.
I'd agree with that, but you have to take into
I'd agree with that.
which is basically, I mean, it's the belief that coincidence has significant meaning with the sort of, you know, with the sort of perspective you just said that we, you know, we seek for patterns. So I don't know if I worded that correctly, but yeah.
Guys, I'm going to give you a link to the outside of the broadcast, so if you feel like you're interested in answering some of the comments out there, I will tell you, I don't know if a big YouTuber, atheist, sent these guys here, but
yeah, you guys suck.
You can bet on it. You can bet
Yeah,
on
those trolls.
So, yes.
Yeah.
If you guys feel like responding and answering some of these individuals, if you feel like some of it's too derogatory, you can go to the right of their comment, hit the little arrow down, and send it over to YouTube. They'll appreciate it.
Yeah,
If
good
you feel
job,
like it's too
pussy.
disgusting.
Ah, fuck you. Yeah. We don't like their comment because they're making fun of us because we're stupid.
Topic and everything. So you believe that there's a lot of celebrities out there who have died at the age of 27. What is the significance of 27 to the folks in this room?
Because 9 times 3 is 27 and...
We had a song. Number 9.
Oh, now the fucking Beatles are... Wow.
You know, the venue they first played at.
I'll say again, I'm sorry.
Have you studied the first ever venue that the Beatles played at? He has like
yeah, man, it was really
No,
groovy.
Remind me.
Yeah, the fucking Beatles, right?
It has, the first venue that they played at has like significant occult meaning.
Jeez.
That's right.
Yeah, they were an occult, man.
But, you know,
Well, of course you are,
one of
Stinky.
the things in regards to the elites is that the elites, what I found through my study, is that they're big on numerology.
Yeah, man.
You've got,
Numbers.
You know, you've got the Beatles song number 9. You've got 27, which you know, 7. Like I said earlier, 7 and 2 is 9, and 9 is divisible by 3, and 3 and 9 play a role.
What was that math, like Schoolhouse Rock, but it was like math?
So you know, and here, you know, going back to Michael Jackson's death.
Uh-oh.
Just prior to Michael Jackson's death, he got behind a podium and he said, you know, I have some important information that I'm going to release very soon.
Yeah, he was going to be announcing his tour that he was going to be doing, his last fucking farewell tour. That's what he was going to be announcing, but, well, we know Stinky's going to go farther with this.
Soon. Well, long after that, he ended up dead before he got a chance to release that information. But
because he took a lot of freaky fucking drugs.
His final song, one of the final songs.
Oh, God, this is going to get... Yeah, man.
Okay, well, what does that
yeah.
mean? Well, he's obviously
because
they
don't
somebody.
Darkies.
It's not somebody, it's a group of somebodies. They don't care about us. Now, it could be the recording industry. It could be the elites.
Inner city blacks.
Entirely. I don't know. But, you know, it's interesting that one of the last songs he did was titled that way. Okay?
This is fucking
so he
retarded.
left a message before he died.
Yeah,
He didn't get the message out he wanted to say. But he left a
yes, he did. He wanted to do a fucking... Oh, Jesus Christ.
You mind if I share the lyrics with folks?
Oh, of course, Brett.
What it says.
Let's see.
I've actually heard this song before.
I'm sure you have, Brett, man. I'm sure you've tried to plagiarize it a few times.
What do you say? There we go. There it is. Skinhead, deadhead, everybody gone bad. Situation, aggravation, everybody allegation. In the suit, on the news, everybody dog food, bang, bang, shot dead, everybody's gone mad. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. This is repeated. And it says, beat me, hate me, you can never break me.
Beat me.
Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Jew me, sue me, everybody do
Jew me, sue me.
don't you black or white.
Oh, all
I
these
wanna say
racist
is that they don't
shit.
really care about us. This is repeated again. Obviously, that's the chorus. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and 2 children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. Now I'm tired of being the victim of hate.
I wonder if Brett ever tried to plagiarize this.
Oh, for God's
You know?
sake, I look to heaven to fulfill its prophecy. Set me free. Skinhead, deadhead, everybody gone bad. Trepidation.
G-Man's not even having much of this. I think he's just sitting in there for fun.
Blackmail. Throw your brother in jail. All I want to say is they don't really care about us. Again, repeated. There's no left. Tell me what has become.
This is the only hangout I think I've ever seen where G-Man's not talking over people.
They're throwing me in a class with a bad name. I can't believe this is the land from which I came. You know, I really do hate to say it. The government don't want to see, but if Roosevelt was living, he wouldn't let this be. No, no. And then it goes back into repeating the lyrics.
No, 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 no. And then there's a chorus, man.
All right, so there you go. I mean, he actually mentions the government. All right.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
He had a horrible life.
Yes, he did, man.
His face was mutilated with surgeries and everything else. I think that's a guy who really
horrible.
Looked in the mirror and hated himself. I mean, he was thrown into that from a baby.
Yeah.
Yes, he had a song called "Man in the Mirror."
Well,
Yeah.
he also had a skin pigment condition, and because he was
we're gonna get scientific
the image was important, he
dermatology.
felt like he had to preserve it somehow.
Uh-huh.
It was deteriorating him on that. So I don't know why people always gave him a hard time.
Yeah.
He was doing the best he could. Although, unfortunately, it tended to make things worse in his case.
Yeah. I think he made it worse himself.
But I saw him as somebody that had no love for who he was.
Oh, God.
It just, the whole thing was
Is she
really
eating a
hard
cookie or
to
is she
watch.
knitting?
Yeah. Well, you know what I think, and this alludes to what sling wedge. Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh, stop playing with your hair.
What sling wedge is trying to say. Michael Jackson never grew up. He is still that little 5-year-old boy on the Ed Sullivan Show. He never grew up. Okay, these allegations of pedophilia and all this crap, I don't believe him for 1 second. I believe he was still that little 5-year-old boy on the Ed Sullivan Show. He never grew up. So he spent all this money building Graceland. Well, what is Graceland? Graceland is a kiddie park. Why? Because he's still a kid up here. He never grew up. He never got the chance to grow up. You know, he had.
Okay, sure. He never had a chance to grow up, like mentally, but he was over the age of 18, over the age of 21. He, entered into contracts, but he was just that 5-year-old little boy on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Handler from the time he was 5 years old and became famous on the Ed Sullivan Show. He had handlers. He had people telling him what to do, when to do it, how to do it, when to get up, when to take a shower, when to eat, when to sleep. From the time he was a little boy, all he had was people telling him what to do. Okay? So he never got to be an adult.
So everybody that's ever had a handler is a
child. For 1 second he was a pedophile. Not for 1 second. I believe the reason he had all them kids around is because he himself was still that 5-year-old boy.
Yeah, Lon says that Michael Jackson wasn't a pedophile because in his mind he was still a 5-year-old boy. Forgetting the fact that he wasn't a 5-year-old boy and he was actually not, he was not a 5-year-old boy and he had 5-year-old boys and, but he's not a pedophile because he had a mind like a 5-year-old, but he's not. He's like in his 30s and 40s and stuff.
In his head. He never got to grow up.
Sling wrote over here, a horrible life. I once saw him spend $1 million on a table without hesitation. Most of you agree right now that if you had $1 billion and you lived in a mansion by yourself, sure, it'd be kind of neat for a little while. But imagine what it would be like every time looking out your window and having a camera in your damn face, not being able to go anywhere because people would be up your ass. People constantly writing ignorant, ridiculous nonsense about you. Accusing
kind of sounds like Brett's life, huh?
You of everything under the sun. Do you really think it's that easy? Just because you got some greenback in your hand is going to make everything wonderful for you?
Something Brett's never had.
No. In fact, millionaires are probably the first ones to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Because money does not ultimately satisfy. It doesn't.
Then why do you always want money, Stinky?
I'm poor, I'm deep in debt. I'm up to my eyeballs in debt. But money doesn't satisfy. Now that, having said that, do I need some? Hell yeah, bring it to me. But
remember, it's pledge week.
As the creepy music plays in the background. It doesn't satisfy. It really doesn't.
My mother used to say to me and stuff when she was alive, she said, when you're at the bottom,
she said, get a job, Brett.
You know who's your true friend. when you're rich beyond belief. Everybody wants a piece. Everybody wants the pie, you know, and they will sit there and come to you promising heaven and earth.
You ever notice poor people always sit around and go, you know, rich people can't be happy, you know, because look at me, I've got shit, man, and I'm happy, man, and everything. Look, you know, yeah, fuck.
So what can you do? You don't know. You don't know who's using you. You don't know who you can trust. There you go.
Nobody can trust Brett Keane.
Please keep the zoo clean for me, folks. And also, Von, can you make G-Man a mod, please?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, make G-Man a mod.
So, what was the original topic of this? That atheists fear debate?
Maybe. I don't know. I come in late.
I just like hearing stuff about like Michael Jackson and like that's like I'm tuning in, Matt.
That's the one. That is the wonderful thing about Google Plus, man.
Really. I agree with you though, for sure. Michael Jackson was just a kid in an adult's body.
Yes. Yes. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind. Every time I would see him on stage, every time I would see him in a video, I saw that little 5-year-old boy on the Ed Sullivan Show. I didn't see no adult. I saw a boy. You know, no offense, but that's what I saw. You know, I mean, he had the mannerisms of a young boy.
And you don't think pedophiles often have mannerisms of little children?
No, sir, I do not. No, sir, I do not.
No.
Have the actions and the demeanor and the body language of a stalker and a predator, not a little 5-year-old boy. Okay. Slang. Look up body language. Okay. Look up
body language.
Study body language. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
I encourage you.
Vaughn studied body language.
Sorry, go ahead.
Got an F
that was able
or
to
an incomplete.
His penis, to fine like detail, and the police, they stripped him and they confirmed it.
All right, you made a point. Now let me report.
Yeah.
You have children.
No.
Oh.
I have 3. You know what
yeah.
my kids do? You know what they do? They'll take off their diapers and they'll run around through the house naked.
Yeah.
They will. They'll take off their diapers and they'll run around through the house naked. And I'm like, come back here. I got the diaper in my hand. I'm chasing all 3 of them through the house. Okay. Yeah. Guess what? That's normal. That's totally fucking normal.
Is it normal for Michael Jackson to show kids his dick?
Hey, listen. I don't believe that this man was a pedophile. I don't believe it. Not for 1 second. I don't.
So how did the kid know what his dick looked like?
You're not getting this. You're not getting this.
I'm not.
What we perceive as something, totally, wrong. A child doesn't know right from wrong. They don't know that it's wrong to run through the house naked. They don't know it's wrong to do certain things. That's why we train them. Duh. Okay? So they don't know.
But Michael Jackson wasn't a little kid. He wasn't a 5-year-old. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, this right here should tell you so much about the psyche, the mindset, and who Baron Von Poopy Pants, Private Stinky, the Gummisher, how he really thinks, who he really is. Defending the indefensible, protecting the young, that oath that he took years ago before he became the Punisher. And America's favorite Cold War hero. The reason you're not speaking Russian will defend Michael Jackson and all the physical and legal evidence, testimonies, eyewitnesses, payoffs.
No, when my kids take off their diapers and go screaming through the house, they think it's fun. They think it's
fun. Because they're babies.
They'll start laughing while I'm chasing them through the house.
Because they're babies. They're little kids.
They don't understand. They have no knowledge. You know, we're trying to impart our knowledge of right and wrong onto this man who was still a boy in his mind.
No, he was over.
I'm sorry.
He wasn't a boy.
His body language, his mannerisms, his actions do not show predator at all. He does not give me a predator vibe, if you want.
But you're assuming more than you could possibly know. I mean, he slept with kids in his bed.
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute, bro. I grew up in I was born in 1963. I saw the Ed Sullivan Show. I've seen, you know, I got to see reruns, but I saw the Ed Sullivan.
What the fuck does watching the Ed Sullivan Show, reruns by the way, not the originals, which I don't know if that, because Michael Jackson wasn't singing on the Ed Sullivan Show in 1963, but anyway, I digress. But you know, he saw the Ed Sullivan Show reruns, and he saw that 5-year-old boy, the same one on the Ed Sullivan Show he saw later on in life at Neverland Ranch, sleeping with little boys and showing them pornography and stuff.
Show, you know, back when it was in reruns, and you know, so no, I mean, you know, I seen him from when he was with the Jackson 5. You know, and I see those mannerisms, and those mannerisms never changed. They never changed.
All right, guys, before we continue, Slang, you are now using your microphone. I was actually going to put forth, if there's anyone here that's
misses Brett
in participating in our conversations, please step out so other individuals can take
Yeah, get out, get out.
Let me in. So,
Yeah, why isn't G-Man saying stuff? Even G-Man's not this stupid.
Yeah, he's still hating on Michael Jackson. Go ahead, Slang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, Slang, if you're willing to listen to the media, and from what I get from you, you're a non-believer. The media, according to stats, says that atheists are less trusted than rapists. I guess we'll go with what the media says on that. How about?
Fuck you, Brett Keane. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You know, you ever notice how Brett just, like, throws that in every... Well, you know, atheists are, you know, the least trusted people in the world, so let's just trust everything an atheist says. Coming out of the mouth of mac and cheese. Brett Keane.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Well, that's what.
Yeah.
That's what they tell you.
Well.
I need to see this because that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, get me some mac and cheese.
I'll try and find it for you, Kelsey.
Yeah. Let's talk about how evil atheists
when
are.
you guys decide to go after Michael Jackson because what the media says, and you're an atheist, well, let me just tell you that you're actually striked lower than Michael Jackson, according to the.
Well, statistically, Brett Keane is lower than whale shit. And speaking of whale shit, look at the screen.
Saying that if the media is right about one thing, it's right about everything. I mean, that's
low
pretty
self-esteem too. So we're saying a lot of things.
I'm saying a lot of things.
I'm saying we got to be careful. We got to realize the news media is a corporate company looking to make money, and it don't matter.
Yeah.
They're in there bleeding in a puddle, whatever.
It's
get them
a
there.
group of companies. It's not one company.
Yeah. It's atheist companies.
Different political opinions.
I do got to say that it's awesome to hear an atheist with this much faith, though, folks. Amen. Amen.
The fuck?
I have faith.
Yes, you have a lot of faith in the media. That's what.
I don't see how. How do I have faith in the media?
Oh.
But you don't know any of these celebrities, and you definitely don't know any of these news reporters. But if they're
I don't know.
Well, Brett'll fucking.
Was a pedophile. I know that he conducted himself inappropriately. I know that the evidence suggests that he probably was, as far as I'm concerned.
When did you examine the evidence?
Oh, when did you examine the evidence? Snappy.
There was a trial.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, a child came forth and said that Michael Jackson had showed him his erect penis and gave him wine, and he described Michael Jackson's penis.
And how do you know that that's true?
Because they have to swear on something that you fucking tell people to read it and stuff. And do what it say.
Slang and G-Man and Vonhelton, have you guys ever heard of the McMartin trial before?
What? All right, with the trial, if you're depending on the trial, wasn't he acquitted?
Oh, jeez.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
So have you guys
going by the trial?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
If
he gave them a huge payout. He gave the family a huge payout.
Yep, big payout.
He was acquitted. So if somebody is acquitted, you should quit.
That doesn't mean they didn't do it. What about OJ?
No, it doesn't mean that he didn't do it, but it doesn't mean that he did either.
Let me ask you guys, have you ever heard of the McMartin trial before?
Oh, man. Brett's gonna fucked up Martin. Yeah.
I've heard of it. I don't remember all the details.
Well, he's gonna get Satan and.
Let me give you a rundown of
Yeah.
this. Over 120 cases of children claiming that they were molested by all the teachers within a.
This is when Brett Keane gets into a story that exists and just fumble fucks it all to hell. I mean, he really shits on this one. He shits on this one better than Vonhelton would.
Kindergarten, okay, it's a day school type situation. For 10 years, this trial went on, and they brought child after child into the testimony, saying that it got so bad that supposedly they were being dragged out to a barn and horses were being sacrificed. Some of these children were claiming they got buried into the ground and stuff, and there was just crazy stuff, witches running around them and everything else. And after 10 years of these people going in and out of prison, a grandma, a mother, a daughter, and a son and everything, finally, it was shown to be absolute nonsense. That the original kid who had accused these folks of this happening was actually being sadly and unfortunately molested by his own father, and the mother was schizophrenic and blamed the teachers for it. You got to be very careful when you go with the media. They were willing to put those guys up on spikes. Who's making all the damn noise? Who needs to be ejected?
That might be me.
Hold on a second here.
I'm sorry.
Ah, there it is. Hey, Christine, can you do me a favor when you run around the house doing whatever you're doing? Can you mute the mic so we don't hear everything that's going on? Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I did. Sure.
Yeah, I heard it.
Makes sense to me, man.
I don't know he was a pedophile any more than you know that he wasn't. If you were going to say flat out that he wasn't, then that's as much a faith statement.
Too many people have seen Michael Jackson's penis for it not to be, you know. But he was only a 5-year-old boy.
They didn't say he was innocent. They acquitted him. When an acquitting happens, it's just that the trial is no more, and the government no longer has a part in the.
No, that's.
You can believe whatever you want afterwards.
Boy, the legalese in this fucking hangout is beyond retarded.
It was resulted in an acquitting.
I'm going to ask you all very.
Say nothing.
Let me ask.
Come on.
Hello?
Hello? Is somebody there? Hello?
Brett, did you lose your microphone?
Uh-oh, Brett lost his microphone.
I think Brett's
Oh, shit.
If you're talking, Brett, we're not hearing you.
Oh, get me some mac and cheese.
Yeah, Brett's having technical.
Maybe with some tuna fish in it.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get it working.
Tuna.
Please keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle. Brett figures out the wheel again.
Brett's never figured out shit.
Yeah, sure. Ask away, man. Go ahead.
Well, you brought up the example of children running around naked and that. Are you suggesting that Michael Jackson did in fact show kids his penis?
I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But I know. See, here's the thing. Not only do I have knowledge of these three little rugrats of mine, but I also worked in nursing homes and hospitals, primarily with the elderly. Guess what the elderly do? They act just like them three little toddlers back there. All right. Surprisingly, they'll take off their clothes, they'll take off their adult diapers, and they'll walk around through the damn house naked. Yes, sir. They will absolutely.
How would you feel if they did that around your kids?
I would absolutely do nothing of the kind, sir. I would do nothing of the kind. I'm not going to punish somebody for regressing back to being a child again. Okay.
Punish an old person for taking off their diaper, or where does the word punish ever just start? I mean, like you said, it's a baby. It's an old person who's regressed, but he's got. Who said anything about punish?
That's not their fault. You don't punish somebody over something that's not their fault. Okay, that's wrong. Okay.
But he blamed Jerry for the melons and all the mess, and he blamed Marsha for setting it all up. Marsha, and Jerry, the melon destroyer.
These people have lapsed back into childhood, and maybe even back to the days of being an infant, and they acted out. And I'm not going to sit there, the most I would do is like, okay, let's go get another Depends and put on you.
Yeah.
Put some clothes back on you, and then sit them down in the chair again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or interact with them, maybe.
But my extensive work with the elderly,
extensive,
and now with dealing with three toddlers, I can tell you for a certainty that, people do do these things and don't mean a damn thing by it. Okay, like I said, if he's still that 5-year-old boy from the Ed Sullivan Show, he's not going to know right from wrong. He's not going to know to take off, that taking off your clothes is wrong. He's not going to know that shit. He's got people. Listen, you got to understand.
Yeah, you got to understand something. This is one of the most disturbing things I've ever heard. A grown man, no matter how famous, no matter how sheltered he was in life, a grown man, right, has the mind of a 5-year-old, supposedly, and shows his wiener or runs around naked with little boys. Well, there's no problem with that because he's just a 5-year-old boy in his own mind. Oh. Ouch. I wonder why CPS has been called to his house. I'm not saying anything. I'm not accusing anything. I'm not throwing any accusation rhymes down. But this has to make you think, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This has to make you think. What else?
This line from the time he listen, I'm going to tell you the truth here. From the time Michael Jackson got up in the morning to the time he went to bed at night, he had somebody literally telling him everything to do, when to eat, when to sleep, when to take a shit, probably. Okay.
It kind of sounds like when you go in the military, when you first go in there, they tell you when to eat, sleep, shit, piss, shave, shower. They literally tell you when you can talk, when you can ask if you can talk, or request. So, yeah.
You got to understand that when you have somebody controlling you that damn much, you aren't in control of your own faculties. You can't.
I understand that you're sympathetic towards him, and I think that's why you have a bias that won't allow you to see that what he did.
You're misinterpreting what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with sympathy for the man. It's the fact that when you are being controlled that much, there's no way you can know what the hell you're doing or what you're thinking or what you're feeling. There's no way, man.
So I'm guessing, wow. Wow.
So that doesn't say he didn't do it.
But it doesn't say he's guilty of anything either. Like I said, am I going to punish that senior citizen that takes off his clothes, takes off his adult diaper, and prances around the house naked? No, I'm not going to punish him. What I will do is I'll put his stuff back on him and sit him back in his chair, or her back in her chair. But I'm not gonna sit there and punish them for something that's, they've obviously regressed back to the age when they were an infant or a small child.
There's a difference between a senior citizen who's got dementia. All of his faculties are probably gone, totally incoherent, very incontinent, so they wear the adult diaper and they don't know where the fuck they're at, so sure, let's get naked, man. I remember Mr. Johnson, when my grandfather was in a nursing home years ago. Mr. Johnson used to like to pull the sheets off, but then the nurses come in and they covered up Mr. Johnson again. No punishment involved, but Michael Jackson, and this has something to do with Michael Jackson getting naked with little boys and showing him his wiener.
I'm not going to punish them for that. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They literally don't know what they're doing. And I'm not going to punish somebody for something they're not even in control of. That's ridiculous. That's wrong. It is wrong for me to punish somebody when they're totally innocent of any wrongdoing at all. Just because somebody
that's a
does
different
something.
Discussion.
What, no, wait,
defending Michael
you
Jackson.
The subject. You want to paint Michael Jackson as a competent adult. He is not an adult. He was never an adult. Like I said in my opening statement, he is that same 5-year-old boy from the Ed Sullivan Show up until the day he died, sir. I absolutely believe it. I believe I have enough empirical evidence to suggest
Empirical
it,
evidence.
and I believe I have circumstantial evidence to suggest
Circumstantial.
wait a minute.
Remember, he's a real estate lawyer, not a criminal lawyer. You'd have to ask a criminal lawyer.
And all this. Even his own father did that. All right.
Whether or not he was mentally child doesn't affect whether he acted inappropriately with children.
You're not getting this. You're not getting this.
No, Vaughn, he gets it.
Inappropriate because he did not have the mindset for it. He did not display. Listen, there is nothing. I defy you to tell me any body language in Michael Jackson that proclaimed him to be a predator. I defy you to show it to me because I never found it. And I watched that man carefully.
Grabbing his crotch, always wanting to be around little boys.
Because a predator is a very particular type of person. Their body language, their eyes, their facial expressions. There is very, very clear body language on how a predator acts, and that was. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me respond. If it were that easy, to spot a predator, no one would be getting molested. You know, most people that are most kids that are molested by someone in their family or someone that the parents know. And if it was that easy to spot these people,
okay, guys, there's 10 of us in a room, and Brett's not going to be able to get back in. If he doesn't get in, he's going off air.
Uh-oh. Brett's gonna throw